What's good, everybody, and happy Friday. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Just Our Opinion with Robin.
And Vaughn.
What's going on, baby?
Not much. How you doing?
I am peachy. First of all, I want to apologize for us being late tonight. One of my cords went out, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me why I couldn't get the board on. Like, I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, everything is plugged up correctly. I don't know what the hell going on. So I'm over there, plugging back up. I'm playing ghetto IT, you know. I'm going to cut it off and cut it back up. See if that works. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here playing real ghetto IT. And then I found out that my cord wasn't working. So
You didn't have any power.
no power. I had no power. However, I fixed it. So I'm better now. And
Amen.
I'm happy. So we're here.
Amen. So, yes, we are here, honey.
So tonight we are talking about the thing that is going viral and pretty much taking over the internet right now. Yeah, we gonna talk about that.
Young
thing.
people stuff.
So apparently we have a war going in the dating world. So I guess it's the sprinkle versus the drizzle. And for all of y'all that don't know what that means, like me for a while, because thank God I'm married. So apparently the beef is that I guess men are feeling like women have gotten to the point where, you know, they asking for too much. Wait, that they asking for too much. So guys, the drizzle is for the guys, and they're in their, what they're calling it, their quote unquote soft guy era. Okay? And I'm hoping, what I'm going to say is I'm hoping it started out a joke. But the problem with things like that start out a joke is there is some guy, I'm not going to call him what I want to call him. There is some guy that's going to take it too far and actually live like that. And then there's going to become a following, and then it's a problem. Just like when we had the issue with the list of, you know, places you can't go out on a date. Yes, it started off funny. It was a joke. But the problem is that you actually had bras that really, really was standing on that and really felt that way.
I wouldn't go to Cheesecake Factory.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the problem with the drizzle and the soft guy era right now. That, yeah, it might have started out a joke, and it might have started out, you know, guys trying to make a point to women. However, now we're at the point where it's actually a thing.
Yeah, so you mentioned it to me the other day, and then when you told me that was today's topic, I kind of researched it and checked out what it was and how it started. And basically, the Sparkle was I guess it's
Sprinkle.
The Sprinkle is a young lady. She's single. Basically, she is the antithesis of Kevin Samuels. I'll say that. Like, she's encouraging young women to date older, richer men, stuff like that. You know, get provided for. And that's where she came up with the Sprinkle. And I guess the guy who came back with the Drizzle, there are two people, but there's one guy, I guess, on TikTok. His name is, I think, Scarface Mark. And he was one of the co-founders of the Drizzle. And basically, he said he started with a video where he's talking about he broke up with his girlfriend of 5 years who was taking care of him, who paid for his car and paid rent and put money in his pocket and made sure he had his hair cut and stuff like that. And as it turns out, it was a joke, and he admitted it was a joke. So to your point, it's just kind of, but he's got a real beef with this lady who started the sprinkle thing. Like, he literally quotes her videos and comes back and attacks her. And it's actually kind of funny, and they've been going back and forth on TikTok, you know, and I think, you know, she's definitely for real in her advice and what she's saying, from what I understand, where his is kind of a bit more facetious. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he's just gaining notoriety just by having the antagonistic relationship, you know, going back and forth with her and followers, you know.
So, okay, I wanna break that down, because it's hilarious to me. Because, like I said, the problem that I see in it is that it's being taken to the extreme and being taken extremely serious.
Yes.
So you got to the extreme and extremely serious on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
But actually, the irony in your point that you were saying, you'd be concerned about some men being very serious about it and being taken care of by women. Actually, what's funny is you've actually had the opposite of a couple guys, I think, who didn't know that it was a joke, came back with these videos talking about real men don't do X, Y, and Z, or don't let a woman do X, Y, and Z.
Well, no. And here's the thing. I think a lot of the reason why that has happened is because of the group of men that have taken it too far and taken it seriously. Like I said, everything is a joke until it's not, right? So yes, it was supposed to be antagonistic against the young lady, the sprinkle young lady that's telling these women, you know what I'm saying, our coochie is the prize and stop settling for less, and we supposed to be going after this and these high value men, and we're supposed to, you know, not settle, blah, 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 right?
Yep.
And it started out a joke and being antagonistic with her. However, how freaking ever, with every joke, there's a bit of seriousness. Like, you always heard the saying that, you know, watch the person that disses you in a joke, or, oh, I'm just kidding, because there is truth in every lie and there's seriousness in every joke.
Yeah.
Right? So the problem we're running into now is the dummies that feel that way. And I'm going to call them that. The dummies that feel that way. And so, you know, I'm on TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. And any of our followers that also follow me on TikTok, they've seen this video likely. I made a video on TikTok the other day, and the video was talking about how I never wanted to be independent. Who started this? Like, if I could Stewie Griffin this thing and I had a time machine and I could go back and like change some stuff in history, that would be on my list. Like, I would write out a list of some stuff that I would want to stop in history. But when I tell you the whole independent woman, we going to work and we make, the little poster with the lady with the do-rag on, holding her muscles up with the Carhartt, I'm whooping her ass. Whooping her ass. Because under no circumstances did nobody ask me? When they came out, it was like, it's a girl. Nobody took my... Listen, y'all know how we all think it's just absurd when you hear people like, you didn't have my consent for me to be born. You know what I'm saying? You know how we hear that type of shit. And we be like, that is absolutely absurd. Like, how the hell was they going to ask for your consent? Well, there is something that I feel like somebody should ask for my consent on.
And what's that?
I should have had to sign a waiver on whether I wanted to join the women's lib movement. I should have been able to opt in or out. I should have been able to.
I think they kicked you out a long time ago.
I should have.
Based on a few statements you made.
I should have been able to sign and be like, no, I'm going to opt out of that one. I'm going to go ahead and... Where's the line for the women that want to sit over here and be taken care of and cook dinner? Where the barefoot pregnant in the kitchen chicks? So where they at? Where is... That's my tribe. Because I have no damn desire to get up and go to work every day. This shit's insane. So... I did this video the other day on TikTok talking about how that's not my groove, that's not my grind. Where do I opt out? Is there a number I can call? Is there an 800 number? Did anybody start a call center about this shit? Are they taking signatures? I need to know, is anybody writing my name down? Like, if you want to run for political office, no, that'll make you lose, because there's way too many, I'm a woman, hear me roar, this girl is on fire ass broads out here.
Well, I think, at the end of the day, women have always largely had a choice of where they wanted to be.
That's a lie.
No, it's not, because it really comes down to, again, the man you date and you decide to be with. And either you want to be taken care of and he can do that for you, or you want to be taken care of and he can't do that for you, or you don't want to be taken care of. It's one of those three buckets the women go into at the end of the day.
So check this out. I did the video on TikTok the other day. And I was like, I'm blessed because I have the option. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, and don't get me wrong. Like, I'm educated, have a career. I'm not in the category of can't. Mm-hmm. I'm not in the can't category. I'm in the damn it, I don't want to category. Let's be clear. Like, let's be very clear about this. And you had the comments were mixed. Like, I had some women like, sis, I'm trying to be where you at. Like, real talk. Mm-hmm. But then you had other comments that were, appalled at me and pearl clenching and, how dare you want a man to pay your bills and take care of you? And then you had some men like, oh, that's what he's supposed to be doing. And you had some men drizzling me in the comment. And I'm like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? I was so confused. And so that's why I had to even find out what the hell it meant. And then, TikTok's algorithm, now I'm stuck in drizzle land. And so I'm very pissed about this. So then I realized something, though. I realized that a lot of the women that were shaming me for enjoying this lifestyle are Christian women. And that was very interesting to me. That was very, very interesting to me. And if y'all go to church every Sunday and you feel this way, go ahead and clench your pearls now, because I'm about to offend the fuck out of you. I'm coming. So what was interesting to me about it was a couple things. Cause you know how when somebody say something in a court of law, like, or they say something that's like the law, and you be like, lawyered. Okay, so here's the thing: you about to get Bibled. So what's interesting to me about the fact that it's always Christian women that come at me. We're gonna start at the beginning. So when Eve gave Adam that apple, right? Mm-hmm. What was the curse from there? Eve said, Adam said. What was the curse?
Adam would work hard toward the land. Eve would have pain during childbirth.
You're missing a part.
And what part am I missing?
You're missing a part.
What part am I missing?
Eve would have pain during childbirth, and Adam would be responsible for her.
I'm going to have to go check that one out.
Go look it up.
I'm going to have to look that one up.
And Adam would be responsible for her. Yes, open it up and read it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's my first argument. Why y'all messing up God's plan? Like, listen. If that was the plan, men ain't stopped toiling. It didn't say we had to toil. It said they had to toil. We supposed to be having babies.
So the Bible, I'm reading from the NLT, says...
Wait a minute. No, sorry. We're not going to actually read the verse here. I want you to read it.
But it says that...
no.
You'll desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. That was part of
the
curse that
depending on
depending
on the translation you read, because I think I want to say I was either reading out of NIV or NLT when I read it the other day. One of the translations talks about he would be responsible for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's first and foremost. So all I'm saying is we supposed to have a baby. So y'all out here wanting to have the babies and toil, that just don't make no damn sense to me. Why y'all want to do both? Y'all want to take their curse and ours? That's stupid. That's just damn dumb. Why would you want that? Okay. That's first.
Amplified.
I knew it was one of them. I was reading one of them the other day, and it said he will be responsible for you.
Look at you reading your word.
Okay. So here's my thing. Why would I want my side of the curse and yours? So I'm out here having the babies and having pain in childbirth and having to be pregnant and having menstruals and all that other stuff. So I got to deal with my curse. And then I'm going to go out and toil too? The hell? Why would that is stupid. So I got to take yours, and man, I got to take both these hits. That's dumb. No, thank you.
Shouldn't have gave us the fruit to begin with.
No, thank you. I'm not taking both. Okay, let's go a little further in that book. Let's skip a few books in. Going a little further in that book. I could stop there because that just makes sense.
Okay.
But we gonna go on a little further.
Okay.
We're gonna discuss what the Bible says a husband is supposed to do for his wife, right?
Okay.
That just specifically, right?
From Genesis, it said, Lord and rule over her. I got that part.
I'm fine with that as long as you toiling and I'm just having babies. It's do you? Everybody.
What happens when you stop having babies?
What happens when you lose your rule over me and responsible for me the moment I got to toil? Is all I'm saying. See, that's the part where Drizzle be having a problem at, because you don't get to make me submit and be the head of the household when you skipping your side of this damn thing too.
So all I can say is, taking half of what he said with a grain of salt, because, you know, he was talking about the best women to date are ones that work in a warehouse or CNAs, because they're humble and they know what you're going through. So I'll leave it at that.
So he want an assistant to the assistant nurse and assistant ass bitch. No, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now let's skip to the part where it talks about the things a husband is supposed to do for his wife, right? Mm-hmm. You know, I can go along with it. You know, she's supposed to submit to her husband. Yeah, all of that. Yes, fine, cool. I'm with that. However, that husband is also supposed to, what now? Come on, give it to me, Vaughn. You got it. What he's supposed to do?
We're at in Ephesians or something.
Give it to me, Vaughn. What he's supposed to do?
Love his wife as Christ loved the church.
Keep going. Give me a little more. How he supposed to take care of her? What he supposed to do?
I'd have to. What scripture is that?
All I'm saying is, ladies, if you gonna be a Christian and argue with me about why I want my husband to pay the bills if I'm taking care of the house and having his babies and raising his children, then I need you to open that Bible back up and then decide to argue with me, because that Bible is very, very clear about my role and his role when it comes to our Christian household. So don't come for me. Now, let's get on to the ratchets over here.
Okay, we'll get back to the ratchets.
Let's get to the ratchets over here. I just needed to address sister so-and-so and mother such and such, how they want to come at me about what's going on in my house and how two people need to be working, and ma'am, what's good for you is good for you, but that's for me and my house.
So that's all I'm saying. But let's not forget about Proverbs 31 woman. And I think, you know, that speaks to a woman who is taking care of the house, but also has some entrepreneurial efforts on her own, and she's, you know, selling and buying stuff, you know, linen
for sure.
and whatnot.
That don't mean I'm toiling, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, if a woman can have this, you know, because not everyone has that, you know, people get caught up in buying stuff, having 2 cars in the house, and, you know, both people got to work to pay bills, and you want to do vacations, and you're running up debt, and you're in this endless cycle. So, you know, I get that. But ideally, if, you know, people learn to budget, live within their means, you know, and I've always said this about you staying home anyway. You're not going to just stay home and not do anything.
No, I'd go crazy.
You always do. Yeah,
I'd go crazy.
You got something you're working on, something you're doing. Mm-hmm. You know, so you're not just idly at home, you know, doing dishes, prepping meals, and washing clothes all day. That's not what you do.
However, it's funny because I'm doing that too, though.
I mean, you are and you aren't, but I mean, you got other stuff you're doing, but my point being is, you know, for someone who is a homemaker, because I guess we know it's been reversed on the opposite side with sex as well. You know, but I think that there's a lot of time that people have that they could be more productive or do something. And when you're given that opportunity, that safety net, that safe space to be able to try your hand at something you want to do or try your passion, then I think you should do it, you know, at the end of the day, if you're blessed to have that. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna go hard on the ladies first, because I'm not gonna attack the men before I address my own kind first. I'm not gonna even discuss this Drizzle, because I got some shit to say about Drizzle. But I'm not gonna even address Drizzle until I address Sprinkle first. I'm gonna just be fair. And my issue with Sprinkle is, and I've said this many a times on this show, You got a lot of damn audacity looking for a high value man when you a low caliber broad. That's just the honest to goodness truth. I am so sick of Sexy Red out here looking to marry a billionaire. I'm tired of it.
Eve got it twisted in that one. Blame it on
No,
Eve.
no, because Eve was never ratchet.
No, I'm just saying, but blame it on Eve.
But she was
the short-sightedness in the picture is
Eve was
she was
never
a rapper,
a hood
a girl,
rat.
and she did this.
Eve was never a hood rat. Eve was an actress. Eve was a businesswoman. Eve owned production companies. Like, people didn't really pay attention to Eve. Eve got that billionaire on merit.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't Rough Rider's first lady when she got that billionaire. Eve had transitioned when she walked into billionaire status. Let's be very clear about that. However, y'all out here acting like Sexy Red supposed to be dating Jeff Bezos, and I got a damn problem with that. I got a whole ass problem with that. Because let's be very clear about something, ladies. If you cannot protect his brand, protect his image, and help him to expand his empire, you don't deserve that high value man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So while you out here talking about sprinkle, and you out here acting like Suki fucking Anna, go sit down somewhere.
And I think, I'm at a side point in there is we need to get back to raising ladies and people that have, manners and taste, and not just out here doing any old thing. And, like you said, embarrassing your man, embarrassing the brand that you have, whether it's a family name, a business, or something like that. Because I think, we continue to, every year you think we get to the lowest level or ratchetness we can get to, and someone comes and invents something new.
Yeah.
Just like that video you sent me with that girl talking about she don't use, Plan B and all that stuff. And,
the new rapper chick.
I don't even know who she was, but like the guy said, like, where are your parents at? You out here talking about getting shot up all and in your mouth and dripping on your dress.
You do realize that she had an ultrasound in her hand while she was rapping.
Yeah, I saw that.
She had a line of ultrasound pictures in her hand while she was rapping.
Yeah, I saw that. So.
And what's crazy, was absolutely wild to me is how that's being glorified now.
Yeah.
Like, it's what you do now. Like, so y'all can keep that sprinkle crap while y'all out here with that foolishness. Like, there is not a high value man walking this earth that want that on his arm except Drake. And come on now, really?
And actually,
and let's be clear, he ain't gonna marry her.
Yeah, that's talking about a high value man and what's going to happen, like who he will date. I will never forget when I worked at this large Fortune 50 company. There was an executive that frequented a strip club regularly, and people who knew him or worked at the company knew what the club was and where he was. But I'm pretty sure he didn't wind up marrying anybody there.
No.
Pretty
Woman is not real life.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, don't nobody go hire the hooker for a night and end up marrying her. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I am sorry. If that was the movie you grew up watching and thought that was going to be your life, I'm sorry. That ain't how this works. Pretty Woman is not real life. You are not going to be the ratchet hoe and out here and end up with the billionaire. It does not work like that.
Now, if you can flip the script and when you're with them and you play role play or something like that, but as long as you can throw on that after 5 dress, go out, talk, have a conversation, talk to people, He
has to be able to take you out in public.
Yeah.
He has to be able to sit you down at a meeting and you not embarrass him.
And actually, I'll even say it goes both ways, because you might have let's say a blue collar man, a man who's an hourly guy, works at the auto companies, manufacturing, construction, whatever. But if his wife is an executive and she's a corporate, person, an executive position, he's got to have that same ability to do that as well.
Absolutely.
You know, and usually they kind of grow in together. Meaning, over the years of dating, when the woman rises through the ranks, they're both learning and refining and doing things as well. But at the end of the day, when you're supporting a high value person and you're dating them, and if you're not a high value person yourself, you at least have to be able to fit in that area, and like you said, not cause any embarrassment or anything.
Right. Okay, here's the other side of that. Maybe you're not ratchet, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe you're not a hood rat. Maybe you're just not high value man caliber.
So, like when we talked last week, everyone has their preferences. So obviously, with men, it's usually physical first and foremost. That's what we see. What it is we're attracted to physically will catch our eye first. Period. I mean, there's no bones about it. So, anything else, personality, intelligence, things like that, what you do for a living or don't do, who you are as a person, what do you believe in, those are all things that refine and either help make that person want to have a long-term relationship with you, because they're going to be more endured to you and like you more, or not. If you're just physically attractive and that's all you got going, I guarantee you it's going to be purely physical from his standpoint. So
now, don't get it twisted. I am not under any circumstances telling women to settle, because what I really think that could be the good thing that come out of this sprinkle thing is that women stop giving it up freely. Because what'll happen is, let me tell you what'll happen the moment the tide shift and women as a whole stop making it easily accessible. When the tide shifts, if they could make the tide shift and women as a whole stop making it easily accessible, it forces the hand of men. See, y'all playing this whole drizzle and all this other shit right now because it's being allowed. Because at the end of the day, ratchet heifers is going to still let y'all play that game. They're going to still let y'all do what y'all want. And they're going to still let y'all hit. But the moment we lock the box, it forces the hand and make y'all bend to our wheel. Excuse me.
see, the problem with that thought though is, unfortunately, someone's always going to have the box open. So, again, you kind of get back to that race.
See, here's the problem though. If it's quality over quantity, yes, you're right. Since the beginning of time, somebody always had a box open, right?
Yep.
Since the beginning of time, somebody always had a box open. However, if the boxes that are open start going back to being the undesirable boxes, we can shift this tide. Because y'all not gonna, yeah, you'll have some that'll go after that, but for the most part, it'll stop. This will stop. And women have to realize that we control that narrative. But as long as we got Sexy Red and them out here, that narrative is screwed.
I mean, yeah. So you have you have people that are ratchet, have no class, but at the same time, I feel like, again, from a male standpoint, one, there's men, especially as you get older and get more discerning, can figure out, women that are easier to deal with, or, for lack of a better term, manipulate. And in this case, when you want sex, you can usually identify that woman, and it's not very hard to work from there. So I say that to say that, again, I don't think you'd have enough unity to have the box locked to get people to stop, all this foolishness on the other side as well. And, to a degree, you all have already said, oh, the box has got a price on it. And that's kind of where this whole drizzle thing came from, and, instead of saying that men have to, take a woman out to a 5-star restaurant every time they go out, when, if they don't spend this much money, you're not going to sleep with them. That's kind of where that, whole pushback on the drizzle thing came from.
Because I think they did it wrong. I think instead of putting a price on the box, they just should have put value on the box.
And what do you mean by value?
It's not easily accessible. You have to work for it. You have to earn it. Not necessarily you got to be spending money on me, but damn it, I'm not going to just let you take me to McDonald's and then to your crib for Netflix and chill. When women get to the point where they start forcing men to pursue, forcing men to date, forcing men to step up, forcing men to be men and to be gentlemen, then we can flip this tide. Like I said, they put a price on the box instead of just putting value on the box. And that's what I'm saying. Value needs to be put back on the box. If we could as women put value back on the box, because that's what's missing. They took value off of our boxes. So now you got y'all talking about drizzle. I heard a guy earlier say, my mama treated me like a prince. You think I'm gonna come out and let one of y'all heifers treat me like anything less than that? My dog, you should be trying to be a king in somebody's house and you still trying to be your mama's prince? That's why you a pussy now. You supposed to be trying to be a king in somebody's home and instead you trying to be somebody else's prince. Sir, you don't see nothing wrong with that little punk statement you just made. Because I teach my son that once he goes out into the world, he is no longer a prince. He's only a prince as long as he's up under the king in this house. The moment he's no longer in this house, he's not a prince anymore.
I've always told him he's a prince until I go. So let's not make him a king no time soon.
No.
Well, I think I'd have to see the video you're talking about. But again, most of the drizzle, at least from the one person I've seen, has been largely his thought is he's just flipping the narrative that women have put out there to men about, queens know your worth. You got the flip side of kings know your worth, right? You have, again, women wanting to be wined and dined at these, extraordinary levels on a consistent basis instead of special occasions or, at certain points in time and milestones in a relationship, taking you
See, I think the problem came in where women got to a point where they felt that they had to require it regularly is because as women, we allowed y'all to get lazy across the board. You're sitting here saying that, oh, y'all want to be wined and dined all the time except for on special occasions. Well, y'all ain't even wining and dining on special occasions. Like, we let y'all get lazy across the board. And instead of women really thinking this thing through and just, like I said, putting value back on the box, they went to the extreme. And now it's like, nope. If he's not, and I call you and I tell you I need my hair done, you need to be sending me money to get my hair done. You need to be getting my nails done. No, we just need to start making them court us again. No, we need to just start making them work for it a little more again. We need to stop busting it open on the first date. We need to stop allowing him to think that our coochie is readily available for him.
Well, and I think the other issue is, again, when you put a price on it versus a value, it's not hard for you to find men that will throw money at it for the price and get what they want and keep it moving. It just is what it is. So I think, what you're saying by putting value on the box, on value on having sex with the woman is based upon how you develop the relationship and, how you're treating her, I think is a lot different than, again, the I'll say the larger mainstream narrative out there, essentially, which is there's a price. If you take me on a date and you spend this much money, if you can make sure my kids got food to take home from the restaurant when we leave, in addition to the babysitter, or, you paying for the babysitter too, things like that.
And then that's another problem for me. That's another problem for me. I don't feel like women should think that they get to require, and let me watch how I say this before y'all try to come for me in my inbox. You don't get to be done let your box get kicked down the street, beat up, and recycled.
Aren't we having this car value discussion?
Yes.
Talking about used cars, new cars.
You out
makes
here,
and models.
you out here getting your box repeatedly recycled. Your box got a made out of recycled paper stamp on it. And now you want some dude to come sprinkle. Go sit down somewhere. It's not cool. You don't even get to do that. If you got a made out of recycled paper stamp on your box, then you need to go find the dude that's within your recycle section. Because you not gonna be made out of recycled box paper. And you done made extra boxes out of your box. Like your box ain't even the same size as it was because they done made other boxes out of your box. And now you want high quality packaging and high shipping prices.
Well, I mean, there is that. Flip side is, again, what's the standard placed on men for the same type of thing? Oh, like I said, I hadn't gotten to Drizzle yet.
Okay. I'm working my way around the Drizzle. I don't want to be accused of being female biased. Okay, I don't want to be accused of only picking on the guys. So I was trying to let the ladies know that they need to work their bull crap out too. However, let's address this Drizzle thing as well. Because I'm going to be very clear. I'm cool with it being a joke. I'm okay with a ha funny. But any dude, any grown man that look at me talking about he entering his soft guy era, to me, sir, you a bitch. I'ma just say it. I'm sorry. I was trying to think of a nice word. I was trying to think of something that didn't sound harsh, and I can't. You a bitch.
Probably went with pie back myself, but
you a bitch. You a grown man talking about I'm entering my soft guy era. That's real bitch shit, man. Yo, soft guy era. First of all, sir, ma'am. You a grown man. You shouldn't want nothing soft. Your pillow shouldn't even be soft.
Medium to firm.
You know what I'm saying? You barely need a soft toothbrush. And you got the audacity to be sitting up talking about you entering your soft guy era. And then, your grown ass want a woman to take care of you.
So now I will say there's a splinter off that TikTok where he quoted somebody else, and this other guy had a really good point. He was talking about real men. When you're doing what you're supposed to do, your woman will take care of you. She will desire to take care of you. And not necessarily in the way that the guy was talking about in the soft guy era thing, but he gave a good example that, for his birthday, I think, his wife or whatever gave him $1,000, it was in a cake, and it came out on a string, $100 bills, and they rolled out. But that's what she did for him, and he was talking about other things that, his wife has done for him, but because he, as he was saying, he was a man, and he took care of business, he took care of home, he took care of his wife, her giving him, and providing things for him, it was because she wanted to do it. Basically, when you're being a real man and treating a woman the way she wants to be treated, she will step out and go out her way to honor you and treat you, that way.
So, I 100% agree with that. Real women, we spoil our men. Period. I can't remember the last time you bought your own clothes.
I ordered something online.
Possibly. I think you ordered yourself something from Lacoste or something that you wanted.
That purple quarter zip up.
Yeah. You ain't bought yourself a pair of Gucci's in years. Yourself.
I don't think I've ever bought a pair of Gucci's.
Yeah, I think I've bought every pair of Gucci's you own.
The Ferragamos I had before.
Yeah. But every pair of
Yeah.
Gucci's that you own, I bought them.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to spoil your man. You're supposed to take care of your man. That's not a soft guy error, though.
Well, again, he was just, kind of playing both sides of the fence.
No, see, what
Essentially.
I'm saying is you listen to the guy that originated it. And like I said, I think it started a joke. I do. I think it started a joke. However, it's a bitch in every circle. And for every foe, it's one. So for every foe that was joking, it's one that's not. And unfortunately, these women out here running into the one that's not all the time.
Again, it's a matter what, like you said, the value and what are they willing to put up with. Goes both ways too.
Okay. Because the problem is, I know men that genuinely have had women taking care of them for years.
I was gonna say I don't know any, but I kind of thought, and I was like, oh, maybe I do.
I know men that have genuinely had women taking care of them for years. They've been in their soft guy era. They've been in their soft guy era. Man children is what I call them. Oh, she got her man child at the house. Ain't no soft guy era. Ain't no drizzle. You're a man child to me. If it's some woman taking care of you, you're a man child.
Yeah. You borrow her car. While
You
she
a
goes to work.
dependent. She need to write your ass off on her taxes. Because that's not even a natural order of things. So I can't even make that make sense in my head. Like you a punk. My daddy called them chumps. You a chump. You out here letting this woman take care of you. You a chump.
You was talking about having that after I died, little young Thundercat by him PS whatever the number is.
I didn't say I was taking care of him. I said I was gonna pay him a PS whatever number they on, and whichever Jordans they done reset at that moment, and I'm gonna let that boy blow my back out, and I'm gonna send his young ass home. That's what I said. That's what I said.
You gonna keep the PlayStation whatever
At my house.
in your house
At my house.
in case the breakup happen, you ain't got to get a new one.
I ain't got to go through none of that. I already have it there for the next Thundercat. That's what I said. So don't be getting it twisted. I ain't taking care of nothing. Think I'm gonna spend my good old deceased husband's insurance money and retirement money on some little boy. No, I am. My grown kids would be so mad at me. Prince and Tori would come tear the house up all the time. I don't need that smoke. I don't need that smoke. However, these man children out here, these chumps out here, done birthed and raised chumps, and now you got a chump epidemic in our world.
I think probably the worst thing that can happen is when, again, to your point, how they're raising these young boys and not really teaching them and equipping them to be, real men, leaders, providers. And I think a lot of that comes, again, like you said, from, them being raised, in a single parent household, with another woman, a woman being the head of the household and, not having any men around them providing or helping out can help that, and they get babied, and there you go. Now you got someone who doesn't really provide very well.
Listen, we're gonna have to deal with this a little more next week. But I can't. Don't no part of that even sit well with me. I really, really hope that our society can get past this men versus women war that they got going on right now. But when I tell you that I'm so damn glad I'm married,
Amen.
when I tell you the more I watch this dating scene, the more I'll be like, God, I thank you, Lord, because I couldn't imagine having to be single and dating in this bullcrap.
Well, I mean, I think there's that, and there's also the point when, as you get older too, what you're willing to do, your energy level. Would you really want to go out every night after work? And you're an adult and you have kids now, that's even, twice as much. Because now you got to get your kids together for bed before you leave out with the babysitter if they're not old enough to do it themselves. That's a lot of work in doing that. So, yeah, thank God I'm married too. So,
Yeah, I couldn't even listen. Once I heard this drizzle thing, I'd have locked my doors and never opened them again. Just
meantime, I'd be at A&W Root Beer and
that'd have been
on
it.
the budget dates.
That'd have been it for me. This one would have been it for me. I'd have been like, you know what? I'm calling it because I couldn't imagine. I just couldn't imagine.
I mean, but it's a lot of people. You look that are over 40. When they're not married and they're single, and some of them aren't like for real dating. They just not out there in that pool. They might have that friend they call, but that's all they call them for.
Child, listen, I'm sorry. Well, look, thank y'all for kicking it with us tonight. I really hope y'all not buying into this sprinkle, drizzle thing. If y'all are, guy, if you're a guy and you out here for real living that life, you a bitch. That's it. I'm going to look you dead in your face right at the camera and say, sir, you a bitch and your mama is not proud of you. You a bitch and she probably don't even love you no more. Ladies, if you a hood rat and you out here talking about sprinkle, go fall hard off a curb. I hope you scrape your knee. And I hope you break your whole toenail off your big toe. And it don't grow back. And they can't put a fake one on at the nail salon for the rest of your life. Because you deserve it. Thank y'all for watching.
That was kind of specific and just... Yeah, thank you all for watching.
Deuces.
Her big toenail fall off.
Yeah.
They can't put it back on.